This strange thing standing on the train track is a mixture of train, car, and airplane. In this, the wheels were designed like the engine of a train and the body like a car. It was invented by a man named Valerian Ivanovich, who used to work as a driver for the Soviet Union officials. Now we all know that Russia used to be the Soviet Union at that time, and it is a very big country. It took many weeks for the officers to reach from one corner to another. To make this difficult, Valerian, who was 25 years old at that time, decided to make a new invention. He designed this car-like aircraft, which would run on the rail track, but a ship's engine was fitted to it. A propeller was also installed behind it so that its speed could be increased immediately. This invention, which traveled at a speed of 140 kilometers per hour, was named the aero wagon. Remember that this is 1921, and it was really extraordinary to achieve such speed in that era. The aero wagon needed so much time that it went viral in the entire Soviet Union during its design, and everyone was eagerly waiting for it. On July 24, 1921, its first test run took place. Airwagon traveled from Moscow to a city about 200 kilometers away, in which Valerian, who was its inventor, and a few officials were also on board. On their way, their journey was very happy, but on their return, the aerowagon got off the track and was hit by a terrible accident. All Soviet officials, including Valerian, were also killed in this accident. Viewers, Soviet inventor Valerian was not the first person to be killed by his own invention. There are countless such stories in history. Let's know about these 4 inventions. When he was in his initial phase, he killed his own inventor. The City of England is located near the coast of Plymouth in an area where there are stones 12 miles long. In the 17th century, an engineer named Henry Winstanley was taking 5 of his ships from here. In the darkness of the night, he could not see these stones, because of which 2 of his ships got stuck in these stones and were destroyed. He found this spot very dangerous for the shipping industry. Now, because he was an engineer himself, he wanted to find a solution to this problem. Henry designed a lighthouse in 1696, which would indicate to the ship captains from a distance to keep away from these stones. Their design was approved and they started the construction of the lighthouse with wood and granite. It was a 115-foot-long lighthouse, with 60 candles on top of it and a luminous chamber. For the next 7 years, this lighthouse kept the ships safe from these stones. But then one day, when Henry was in the lighthouse, a storm came. It was the biggest storm in British history. Strong winds and sea waves swept the lighthouse. After that day, neither the lighthouse nor Henry's whereabouts could be found. It was the most dangerous invention in history, which left the inventor and killed 75 million people around the world. Thomas Midgley invented leaded fuel for the first time in the world. The fuel we use in cars today is unleaded fuel. But earlier it was called leaded fuel. Lead chemicals were used in this fuel, whose invention was a major breakthrough for the automobile industry. Because of this invention, Thomas Midgley received many awards, but this fuel increased the amount of lead in the atmosphere, which led to lethal lead poisoning. Many of his factory's workers died, but no one could find out the real reason for the lead poisoning. After many years of investigation, the leaded fuel was removed and replaced with unleaded fuel, but by then it had caused a lot of damage to the world. At the age of 51, Thomas Midgley had polio due to lead poisoning, and he went to bed. He designed a pulley system for his own bed, which made it easy for him to sit on the bed without anyone's help. One day, the wires of his own pulley system got stuck in his throat, and he died of suffocation. Flying cars have been part of science fiction stories for a long time, but now such flying cars have actually been made, which have even passed the intercity flight test. But the world's first flying car was invented by Harry Smolinski in the 1970s. He was so crazy about flying cars that he decided to make his own car. Harry designed a wing system that could be installed in people's cars, so that when the car does not have to fly in normal conditions, it can also run normally on the road. For this, Harry made a prototype, in which parts of the Cessna aircraft and Ford Pinto were used. This prototype was called Ford Cessna. On September 11, 1973, this prototype was taken off from the California Ventura County Airport. Harry and his co-pilot had succeeded in taking it off for the first time, but shortly after, the airport managers saw black smoke in the sky. It turned out that the flying car had crashed, causing black smoke clouds all over the city. Investigations found that while making Ford Cessna, some parts of the welding were weak, causing this horrific incident. And now Max Valier was an Austrian pilot who was 2 steps ahead in the race for invention. He wanted to make a spacecraft that could take humans into space. He knew very well that to go into space, you need a lot of speed, although the aircraft at that time did not have that much speed. So Max first made a rocket, which was installed on the car. With the help of this rocket, this car was able to travel at a speed of 232 kilometers per hour. But this speed was too low to go into space. Max decided to change the rocket fuel and make a fuel that burned faster. On May 18, 1930, he was experimenting with making this new fuel when something went wrong and one rocket burst badly. This was the first incident and first death in the invention of spacecraft. If Max Valier was alive today, he would have been able to see that the thing he wanted to invent has now become so advanced. I hope you will like and share this video. Thank you very much for your loving comments. See you in the next great video. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like the video and to watch such interesting videos, subscribe to this channel and also click on the bell icon. Take good care of yourself.